In this video, I'm so excited to share with you my fingerstyle arrangement of Vincent, Starry Starry Night. So let's start off with a demo and then we'll move into our tutorial. If you'd like to download the tabs for Vincent, you can do so from my Patreon page, along with my book of tabs covering all of the arrangements that I've shared on my channel. You'll find the link down below in the video description. This arrangement is for low G tuning, And next in our tutorial, we'll focus on the more difficult sections of this arrangement, both the fingering and the rhythm. First, we'll take a look at measure 7 at a nice slow tempo. We're starting off with our index and middle fingers on the 2nd fret of strings 4 and 3, and our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Here we'll play an arpeggio through the 2nd string, and keep in mind that the 2nd string is our melody note. So we want to play that note the loudest in the arpeggio. Then we'll slide our ring finger back to the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. Then we'll lift it up to play the open 2nd string. Then we'll play the 3rd string, back to the 2nd string, and then we'll place our ring finger back down on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. And then we're going to place our pinky down on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. We'll finish this measure playing the open 1st string. Now if this feels too cramped for your hand using your pinky, then instead you can slide your ring finger back to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Now here's the rhythm for measure 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Next we'll look at measure 14 through the beginning of measure 16. Measure 14 is similar to measure 7 until we get to the final note. So in measure 7, we finished on the 1st string, but in measure 14, we're finishing on the 2nd string, lifting up our pinky. And now we'll look at measure 15 through the 1st chord of measure 16. So from the end of measure 14, we'll keep our middle finger in place on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. We'll also place down our pinky on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Now if you prefer, you can use your ring finger rather than your pinky. We'll pick strings 4, 3, and 2 together. Then we'll use our pinky to play the 5th fret of the 1st string. And then we'll place our middle finger down on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Here we'll play an arpeggio through all 4 strings. And next we're going to place down our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. And then we'll lift it up to play the open 1st string. And then we move into measure 16, playing an arpeggio through all 4 strings on a G chord. So here's how we count measure 15 through the 1st chord of measure 16. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. Next we'll look at measures 18 and 19. We're starting measure 18 with our index, middle, and ring fingers on the 2nd fret of strings 4, 3, and 2. Here we'll play an arpeggio through the 2nd string. Then we're going to hammer onto the 1st string, 2nd fret, using our index finger. Next we have a slide using our index finger from the 3rd fret up to the 5th fret. Now in measure 19, we're going to place down our middle and ring fingers on the 7th fret of strings 2 and 3. Here we'll play an arpeggio through all 4 strings. Then we'll pick the open 4th string, then strings 1 and 2 together twice, then back to the open fourth string. So here's how we count measures 18 and 19 at a slow tempo. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now the final section that I want to highlight is measure 36, where we have 2 harmonics. We're going to form an E7 chord and hold it throughout this entire measure. So we have our index finger on the first fret of the fourth string and our middle and ring fingers on the second fret of strings 3 and 1. We'll play an arpeggio through all 4 strings, and then we have our first harmonic, which is on the 13th fret of the fourth string. So we'll gently place our index finger right above the fret, and with our thumb a few inches behind our index finger, we'll pick the string and then immediately lift up our index finger. And then our next harmonic is on the 12th fret of the second string. And then we finish this measure playing the second fret of the first string, where our ring finger is still in place. I hope you enjoy learning this beautiful arrangement of Vincent. Have fun practicing, and thanks for watching.